E agora, será que vai? Se não for, eu desisto. Só um teste. Tudo ok, aparentemente ok. Vamos lá. Desculpa aí, galera, que a live tá caiu a primeira live. Eu não entendo por
Units 49 William, Adam, go to 1370 Gordon Street. Establish a perimeter and stand by for further. Any other units to respond. Code 3, identify. Unit 19 Adam, 920 Fountain Avenue. Assist Unit 49 William transporting an injured citizen. 19 Adam handle. Code 3.
Tá lasqueiro. O bicho tá pegando aqui, mano. Caraca, morri. Doideira, cara.
All units, officer down at 1384 North Boston. Ambulance is en route. Repeating, all units, officers still need help on Boston. Approach with extreme caution.
Como que eu consigo lá em cima?
LAPD, drop the gun now.
O cara chega anunciando que tá aqui, mano.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Onde foi? Eu pensei que era mais cara. Investir o corpo do atirador. O cara tava atirando que nem louco, cara. Rota 217 Hollywood com Sunset, entre meio-dia e as 2 da tarde.
Phone number and restaurant table.
casa sobre a metralhadora do cara, mano. Olha
It's
só.
one of the BARs.
Loucura.
I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
His name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and start treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
Ok, informado sobre o roubo em
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Courage.
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. The cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about that?
I heard that Eddie came into some money. Too bad he didn't keep a low profile. It was a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
Motivo para o tiroteio.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
The dead guy on the roof works for Mickey Cohen. Why would Cohen want you dead?
Man, I don't know anything about Mickey Cohen or any of those gangsters.
Your name was in the sniper's notebook. Level with me, Felix.
Cohen thinks because we were on the boat, we have the morphine. Courtney's meeting those guys to sort it out.
Courtney Sheldon?
Yeah. You remember Sheldon, don't you, Cole?
We'll be in touch, Felix.
Sim, eu
You
lembro.
heard that Jack is in L.A.?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
Beleza.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
O que a gente tem que fazer agora? Pausar o telefone, cara.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
2047.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second. Jack Kelso, apartment 4,
Kelso.
1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks for your help.
Olá, parceiro. Esse endereço.
Here, makes your C-double mixture.
Apartamento do Kelsen. Endereço registrado do Jack Kelsen.
Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
Won't work. He's a tough customer.
Ah, fala sério.
What the hell?
Chamar parecia meio confusão. Chegamos. Apartamento do Calça.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us.
If you
You
don't
mind?
mind.
Do I have any choice?
No. You don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
O cara é bravo, hein? Morfina das Forças
You know that
Armadas.
there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
Duvidar, né, cara?
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story, boys, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town? Between the Vice Squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You better watch your mouth.
Os Leos.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
Then you didn't know that some mobsters blew his brains out last night?
No, I didn't.
Armas roubadas de Kulrai.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
I saw Felix Alvaro today.
Good. How was he?
A little pale. One of Mickey Cohen's goons had emptied about 60 BAR rounds into the bus he was driving. A public bus, in the middle of Hollywood. Are you going to tell me what's going on? Or do more innocent people have to die?
Yeah, and what's in it for you, Cole? Newspapers? More glory? Another promotion? Another medal at the expense of men who fought for their country? Count me out.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions, you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
People are dying because morphine intended to help servicemen is being used on the street. Now we have guys from our old unit being killed by mobsters. We can put 2 and 2 together, Jack.
Gratitude isn't a concept that has much effect on you, is it, Cole?
Answer the question, Jack. Let's get this over with.
I was interviewed when the robbery took place. I don't have anything further to add.
Jack, we just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call yourself a Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump with his $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm going to be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset Boulevard. The victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest?
Mais tiroteio, caraca.
How many more friends of yours are going to get mugged today?
Não, volta.
Talk about tension. That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who can't decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next time, you leave it to me. I know how to handle that smug son of a bitch.
You don't. Jack will never give up his own men.
Isso que é confiança.
Any Central Unit 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
They just walked up and shot the man. 2 of them officers, they went that way.
Go on, get after him.
Nós.
I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Ai, ai.
Let's see how fast he runs on bare rims. Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road. Getting close and steer him off the tar.
Caraca, o cara roubando.
Step on it, huh? Just get me a little closer.
Caraca, mano, o cara não quis atirar, velho. Que louco, mano. Doideira. Vamos dar uma olhada no carro primeiro. Aparentemente não tem nada, né? A autoridade portuária na coberta de passageiros. Edward McBride. Walter Becker. Jack Castells.
An LAPD file. We have a traitor in our midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them.
Encontro com Mike às 9 no edifício News.
Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
Beleza.
We need to get to those guys fast, otherwise
A
there'll
arma
be no
deve ser
case.
daquelas lá, né? Escândalo na divisão de narcóticos pode chegar ao...
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brenda Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the press. Can't someone talk to Harry over at the Times?
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white. Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak. Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Mayor?
Olha só.
District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Horrell?
The name's Roy Earl, detective, administrative vice.
Aren't you one of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie whore, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD and his commitment to the public. We all serve.
Cara, o cara vai
Could be all
distrair,
over the
velho.
papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer.
Caraca, velho. Filha da mãe. Teatro chinês.
They're taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine, and they're waiting for someone to crack.
Maniac.
Any in the vicinity officer needs assistance, 1825 North Highland Avenue, 1825 North Highland Avenue. Unit to handle code 2 identify.
Teatro chinês Grobman.
Getting close. Steer him off the tar. I can't take the shot from here, Cole. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Tira aí, mano. Pneu já é. Ixi, esse cara capotou. Sai.
That's the guy. Heard he's an honest cop. And there's an Oscar.
E travou aqui.
All units in the vicinity and any central unit. Citizen reports of 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2, identified.
Also a Frank Grill.
Stay down. You're covered, fellas.
Se foi. O cara tá vivo ainda, mano.
Tell Courtney. Bad luck. It was worth a try. It was worth a try. God.
Confissão de Becker. Companhia Gelo Urso Polar Lene.
Polar Bear Ice Company. They really did it. Wonder whether it was worth it.
Most people never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
O que eles vieram fazer aqui, cara? Encontre com Cole Sheldon North.
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him. Majewski, Beckett, Goldrick, Driscoll, these are good guys. Why did they get wrapped up in this thing?
Not everyone has your unwavering restraint in the face of temptation, Cole.
Gordner says it's going to take at least a week to get an ID.
Lá pro ponto de encontro lá dos caras.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over... You're paying for every last scratch.
Foi mal aí, carinha.
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't mean shit out here.
Line them up. All right, let's kill these rat bastards.
Caraca, esse cara já chega atirando, velho.
Keep moving, I'll cover you. On the roof, Cole, nail him.
Find some cover. Stay in cover.
They're making a run for it after them.
Get in cover.
Keep moving.
Foi?
You're fucking tough!
I'm gonna put out an APB on every one of the sons of bitches on that list.
KGPL to Car 11K. Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is at Hollywood Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Car 11 King en route.
Levou a comida de rabo ainda, velho. Localizações. Delegacia de Hollywood. Vai deixar os caras aqui? Vai deixar os caras aqui mortos mesmo. Vai, cara.
I hope you got some money saved up.
Vou pegar a sirene que não tem jeito, velho. Esse cara é muito burro aqui. Cuidado.
Roy, in my office, if you please.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to wait.
Let Phelps do the interrogation.
But, Cap.
No buts. This is more important.
I'm trying to imagine you with a personality. He just refuses to accompany me to church.
I didn't want to arrest the kid. You're in interview too, Phelps.
There's a quack in there with him.
What gives?
Beats me. Word came down from the chief. Said it was okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Siga esse cara aqui pra ver. E aí, vocês vão falar o quê?
Not you, lad. You get on with your interrogation.
Caramba, hein?
I didn't come to California to be a secretary. I know, yes. It's him, the cop from the newspapers.
ironic homicide. You know, you've got it made.
Sheldon.
That bad.
Is this your attorney?
No, detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
How do you do, sir?
You stole the morphine from the Coolidge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh, that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies won't get to see your graduation.
Beleza, sexto fuzileiro em
I would have
perigo.
asked Beckett or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. That leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
Tá mentindo.
You're lying, Courtney. The other guys aren't smart enough to attempt something like this. You either give it up, or I go after Jack for it.
And how do you prove that, Cole?
Nota.
We know about your showdown with Cohen. We found notes on your guys.
Cohen is hitting our old unit. He believes we have the morphine. I told him that we don't have it. And that's the truth. Isn't it, Doc?
I believe Mr. Sheldon. I think he's telling the truth, detective.
Roubo da
You were on the
SS.
ship, Sheldon.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
So you don't mind that the mob executed McGoldrick, Driscoll, and Beckett to get to you?
I don't know why you're trying to pin this on me. Where's your proof?
Confissão de...
Beckett had a message for you before he died. Bad luck. It was worth a try.
I feel bad about Beckett, Phelps. He was a hard charger. Those guys deserve more. I don't blame them for taking their shot.
Have you finished, detective?
I'm just getting started. You have an answer for everything, Courtney. Let's hope Jack does, because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You or Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office, now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, you're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, Phelps. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you wear.
Caraca, uma corrupção aqui, velho.
You certainly had us fooled, Detective. Phelps, you're one of my favorite sons. You've broken this old man's heart.
Sir, what is going on here?
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising pictures, lad.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you're aware.
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot. The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps. Hand over the gun, keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press. What the hell were you thinking?
Caraca, velho.
Marie, listen, Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave. You're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie. They're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie, can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about? Do you love her? Do you?
attorney, and you will be hearing from him.
I'd like to explain, Maria.
Acho que ele não traiu ela não, só não pode falar a verdade.
I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning. I can't stand it, Cole.
Se deu mal, carinha. Ele tem arma. Nem tudo que é luz é ouro, né? Às vezes parece ser isso, mas não é não. Informações do caso, pistas encontradas 15, perguntas corretas 14, beleza. Vamos bem nessa parte aqui. The Gas Man. Instalador de gás. Stand hit. Caraca, o cara instalou aqui.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today.
How'd you like porking that German whore, Phelps?
Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps.
Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine.
Caraca, a gente foi
Biggs will show you
rebaixado.
the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, Detective. Now get out of here. Both of you. Get out!
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love and war.
Yeah, I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made if you can get to that desk.
Vamos lá, vamos rebaixado. Uma coisa acontecendo aí que a gente não entende.
Did you read about the Tarleton case in the paper? That's the cop who solved it. Poor kids. Losing everything like that. They weren't even his prince and he still confessed.
Os caras fazendo tudo piadinha com a gente aqui, olha.
This is no battle of wits between you and me.
his wife a tap.
You never pick on an
Said all's
unarmed
fair
man.
in love and war.
Esse é meu carro? Caraca, que carro feio, velho. Incêndio dos Stiffins.
long have you been working arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? We'll look somewhere else.
Que cara chato.
Any available unit, meet the
this is how it's
officer.
going to be, partner?
Just occurred.
I already told you, I don't do
53 Main
partners.
Street, unit
I seen
handle
that
code
the
2
first day
identified.
here. Walking into the station with your chest puffed out like a little kid at his confirmation. You wouldn't give me the time of day. And now you need somebody, and that somebody's supposed to be me. Well, it's not gonna happen.
That's quite a speech. I heard you were the strong silent type.
You cracking wise, Phelps?
No, Biggs. I'm breaking the ice.
Just drive, hotshot.
Caraca, não sobrou nada da casa, mano. Olha o carro de bombeiro, top. Casa de madeira o ruim é isso, né? Pegou fogo já era.
left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in her face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none in his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Steffen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. And they come home with this.
I'd say they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. It's lucky the whole block didn't burn down. Word is they're bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house. In the ruins. Terry lady's his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
Remember the dead lady you found under the train?
Interrogue a senhorita Churels.
Mr. Steffens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Steffens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
Agência de viagens Gulliver, destino Ilhas Catalina. Saída às 6 da tarde, sexta-feira.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent. Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Steffens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. This lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. My house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Steffens.
All right.
Verifique o endereço do Fundo de Desenvolvimento.
Hasn't given me anything to go on. doesn't appear to be connected.
Não, Zé Manesse, não tem nada a ligação que você me faz pegar.
He's the dirty cop from the newspaper.
I don't think so.
Sapatinho
Nothing
velho.
significant.
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy that was pretending to be dead?
Será que os bombeiros têm alguma dica?
Not much more we can do here, Detective.
É, pensei que tinha uma mulher aqui que a gente ia conversar com ela. Que é a esposa do cara, mas ela não está.
Damn. This kind of thing breaks your heart. But we've done all we can do here.
Está hurt. Registro de serviço data prevista por assinatura.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Usar o telefone ali pra ver. Eu acho que vai pegar algum endereço, né?
Well, you don't see that every day.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. Do you have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Mariposa.
Thanks.
E aí, mano? Pois é, cara, eu tive que fazer isso aí porque esse jogo fica com lag quando usar a webcam, cara, não sei porquê. Vamos nessa outra casa aqui.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night.
Você
Does
tá
that
bem,
answer
cara?
your question?
Ó, outra casa aqui do lado, mano. Ah, não é não. Vai longe.
Any Century Unit, 211 in progress, 522 South Hill Street, unit to handle code 3, identify.
tão da hora aqui, cara. I hate this city.
You watch the hand.
Casa incendiada do Sour. Sour não é aquele inimigo lá do Heroes.
Hi, Albert. We've got this case.
Hey, Biggs. You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him?
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of ours. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater explosion.
Another one?
Looks that way. Insta-heat model
Esse
7.
jogo é doidão.
Before you get excited,
Ô,
you
Sal,
get a couple of water heaters a
as
month.
pessoas aqui falam cada asneira, mano.
Take a look around the yard. See what you can find.
Ela bateu, encostou no outro e falou que odeia essa cidade. Ah, o vizinho vai começar a furar a parede. Oh, meu Deus.
Mal. You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Oh, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death?
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater?
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate the thinking? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete now before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
Caraca, velho, que doideira.
How about the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God?
You'll get a report back at the station like you usually do. No point bugging me now.
Se fogo começou, pera. Pegou fogo na casa, mas isso aqui não foi tempo, velho. Que loucura. Está hurt.
Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps. Can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel.
Yeah,
up on
he's
Santa
Gulliver.
Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Phelps, the guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
There he is.
Hurry, you can still catch him.
Corre, maluco, que eu vou te pegar. O cara gosta de incêndios. parecendo o vagalume lá no... Ih, já te peguei, cara.
Stop! LAPD!
Ô, louco, velho, ué.
Stop right there. What's the
É um
rush?
cara, rapaz.
Refill my coffee faster next time, honey.
A family died in that fire. We need to ask some questions.
Aí. O vagalume lá do Batman.
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires?
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
You're not employed.
Garotinho malvado, não é
I
mesmo,
keep
Herbert?
myself to myself.
É, o cara só tem um cigarro e um fósforo.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito collar. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire,
Esse cara
Herbert?
parece morador da cidade aqui, igualzinho.
I heard it
Né?
over the
Camisa
fire
xadrez, chapeuzinho.
Sounded sweet.
Morador
When
do
you
Embu
finish
das Artes.
following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
Oh, prendeu o cigarro do cara. Ele vai fumar depois, ô Sol. Pô, mas eu nem investiguei a casa, mano. Esse jogo quer... Não vai ter nada aqui, então. É, o jogo... E o Dragon Ball Z lá, tá gostando, cara? Você já tá quase no final, né, mano? Daqui uns meses vai sair a DLC lá do futuro de Trunks, hein, mano? Vou querer jogar, cara. Localizações, beleza, vamos para essa agência de viagens Gulliver.
KGPL to any central unit. Ambulance shooting. Any central unit. Identify.
Pô, ninguém respeita a sirene aqui, velho. Ah, entendi. A DLC lá, você tá jogando PS4, né? Eu joguei no PC, por isso que eu peguei as DLC, tá ligado? Mais baratinho, né? Mas as DLC é legal, tá ligado? Mas geralmente são bem curtas.
Can you go right at the next corner?
A DLC do Freeza, a primeira DLC, é difícil pra caramba, cara. Você enfrenta uma rinca de inimigo de uma vez só, mano. Agências de viagens Gulliver. Você tá na Majimon, não é? Majimon.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD.
John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen?
We have reason to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Família... Caramba, eu não vou saber. Vou chutar um por um aqui, cara.
Here they are. Steffens.
Colectado.
The Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue.
Fundo de
Tell us about the
desenvolvimento.
Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes.
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who has won.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you?
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Ok. Qual o próximo passo? Fundo de Desenvolvimentos. Endereço listado na cidade de Los Angeles para o Fundo de Desenvolvimento Suburbano.
Let me guess. You want to check out the suburban address?
Yeah. Eu vou.
Great partners must think alike.
No! Foi mal, cara. Foi sem querer, querendo. Por que o Phelps nunca usa o carro dele, mano? Mó ligeiro, velho. E aí, Arlen? Segunda tentativa de live hoje. A primeira caiu por 40 minutos, mano. Eu usei um programa diferente pra transmitir, acho que foi isso. Então, ser um policial aqui, mas ninguém respeita, mano. Ser um policial nos jogos é difícil.
take a right.
Ah, mano, que cara barbeiro, velho. Acho que eu passei já, hein, mano. Passo pra direita. Legal, ô Saulo. Você faz as secundárias também? As secundárias eu fiz tudo offline, mano. Eu ainda tem ele. Não, eu desinstalei, mas eu deixei o save guardado no PC. Quando sair a DLC eu vou pegar. Esse jogo do Dragon Ball Z é muito top, mano. Eu entro de um lado e a cutscene é pro outro. Que doideira. A cara do maluco, velho.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are
Investiga a sede de bombeiros
Suburban
número
Redevelopment.
32, corpo de bombeiros
If you
número
think I'm putting
32,
my
abra o
pension on the
campo.
line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Campos Elíseos, Avenida Oxford 748, para Frank Ortman. Orçamento e suplemento. Relatórios diários e requisitos devem ser endereçados como desenvolvimento urbano. Não enviar relatórios diários por causa de definição.
So Elysian Fields builds the houses, while the Suburban Redevelopment Fund foots the bill.
Caroço nesse angô aqui, hein?
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
O cara é uma lenda do fogo. Esses carros com para-brisa traseiro redondinho. Antigo, né, cara? Década de 40. Até que, eu não sei se esses carros são baseados no de verdade, mas tem bastante... Bastante variedade de carro aqui nesse jogo, cara. Mais, é quase, acho que é 98, 96, alguma coisa assim. Acho que eu vou cortar a câmera.
They can make a claim to the department.
Cara, nem os bandidos aqui é tão resistente quanto essas cercas, velho. Cadê o bombeiro, velho? Ah, tá.
We came as soon as we could.
Keep talking. Someday you'll say something intelligent.
Continue falando que algum dia você vai dizer alguma coisa inteligente.
Fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
Is the heater from the Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Ah, eu vou ter que montar isso aqui, mano. Não entendi, não.
Come on, Phelps. You need to get the arrangement right before we can reproduce the results.
Maluco, aí você quebra as pernas, cara.
Try again, Boy Scout.
Uai, só.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Good, your regulator's in position.
Mano,
Okay.
não tenho certeza, cara.
Turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
Ele tá tentando explicar como que a casa pegou fogo. Ah.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
262.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Eu não entendi muita explicação por que a casa pegou fogo, mas parece que tem a ver com aquele negócio de mosquitos, matar mosquito. O regulador que a gente vai levar lá na InstaHeat, ele deve estar jogando mais gás do que o necessário.
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. Damn you! Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Bom dia, não sai do lugar, hein, Fernando? Ô Sal, você tem paciência pra jogar esse tipo de jogo, cara? Ô, cara, o freio desse jogo aqui não é uma bosta dos carros, cara. Não para, mano, só derrapa. E aí, Eric, boa tarde. Tranquilo? Valeu, Eric, pela gentileza. Educação é tudo, mano. Valeu.
I'm going up to the lake to watch the races on Saturday.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick.
Rasick.
You should find him in his office.
Rehab is for quitters. There are three kinds of people. Those who can count and those who can't.
Apologize immediately.
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
We wanted to move in together when we're not even married.
Mister, a man like you always loses a battle of wits because you're unarmed. What the hell?
Ué, cadê o...
How bad is it?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70, yeah. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Tá mentindo, hein,
I
cara?
think you're lying, Rasik. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, Detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
What about Reginald Varley?
You know about Varley. He's on the run for a divorce interstate. It's not so bad.
You in the
Ah, é a PSN, ô Marmota. Eu tenho que mexer nesse negócio aí.
This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Eu tenho que acrescentar o PSN.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your
Eu
installers.
ficar repetindo esse negócio dá uma raiva, velho.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Palm Springs for the weekend. Are you liquored up?
This is a long shot. We are not going to rouse that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
Hey, buddy, you dropped something?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
What the heck, fire?
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Cutner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter.
Alguns ele só deu o primeiro nome, como que ele sabe? Ela vai
Burned down
saber.
a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
Mister,
Your employment
a man
roster
like
is
you
quite the
always
rogues
needs a valid
gallery,
person
Mr.
with a
Rasik.
fun arm.
Desperate times indeed. Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on
Catalina com a
What about
30.
Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and First Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do. But my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
Só que a gravata do cara tá no meio da barriga, velho.
What the hell?
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasik.
Walter Kremers. O armário é aberto, por que ele quer privacidade? Lei e autoridade. Ensaio anarquista por Pierre Croptin.
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
Quando a ignorância reina na sociedade e perturba a mente dos homens, se espera que muitas leis resolvam tudo. A cada nova lei se torna um novo erro de cálculo. E os homens são guiados continuamente a exigir das leis o que deveria deles mesmos, da sua própria educação e da sua própria moral. Entendi é nada. Ô, caceta. Martin Ryan. Ô, louco, o cara tá vendendo.
No good to me.
Olha a foto ali do lado, safadinho.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
Por que o cara ia trazer isso pro trabalho? Por que não deixou na casa dele?
Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
A mulher vendendo melancia. Reginald Varley. Olha. Pepperworth. Também insetos e moscas.
A company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive. Barley has a problem with bugs.
Você já usou um desse aqui, ô Sal? Ele mata os mosquitos e você também, cara. O negócio é fedido pra caramba, você é doido. E aí, Ju, boa noite. Como você tá?
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasik?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley.
Tô bem, Ju, graças a Deus.
How bad is it? Come on, you can tell me.
Melancia doce da cidade de Aruana.
Sam's taking me out to Palm Springs for the weekend.
A melancia feita na hora. Essa mulher sabe vender. (8B6686) Ó o loucão aí, ó, de novo. O cara deixa o porta-mala aberto?
So you're the first in this family born without a tail.
E agora? Como que eu vou achar o cara certo? Local de trabalho de Cracks. Vamos ver esse mesmo. parceiro aqui ele não fala muito não, cara. Os outros no carro ficam tagarelando até umas horas.
Big LAPD. We want some answers, and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
Ok. Perguntas do
You know
Val.
Reginald Barley?
No? Can't say I do.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Barley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting, Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
Emprego não está
You're
here.
licensed and work for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Reconhecimento de Ryan.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
Não, né, meu filho? Esse tareco aqui, ó. Cadê? Esse aqui? Panfleto. Acho que é, né?
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
Vamos pro próximo. Trabalho de Varley.
Farley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917.
Ah, não tem saída aqui, ó, tem.
You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
E aí, Barbosinha, boa tarde. Obrigado, Ali, pela presença.
LAPD, Varley!
Tá pena, os caras já chegam Ah, lá vai nós correr de novo. Por que esses caras vivem correndo, mano?
Come on, Barley. You can't keep running forever.
Tá pelo, o cara é mó... Parece aquela pegadinha do Faustão, pô. Ai, mano, o que eu fiz, velho?
You run all the way from Michigan, Reginald?
O cara vai entrar no carro? Não, 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 não entra não.
Put your hands in the air.
Que sorte, cara. Você pega o carro e já era.
Why did you run from us, Farley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you.
Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, you're a guest of the scene.
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Ué, a gente já acusou o cara? Uma coisa estranha aqui. A gente nem viu esse cara aqui, o Ryan.
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it,
Mentira,
Ryan.
ele vai correr.
I said,
Son of a bitch.
Ah! Os policiais é muito molenga, velho.
Those are GI's backyards he's crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the van.
Caraca, velho, esse cara... Ai, sai da frente! Ah, mano, matei o cara, velho. Eu sou um policial horrível, mano.
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
Ai, como que o cara passou aqui? Eu não consigo, velho. Oxe, pensei que o cara tinha parado no farol, velho.
Don't leave me hanging out here, Phelps. Move in.
He's got an arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. You
Tira
gotta
o
get
pneu,
this guy
cara.
in the room before we
Ê.
can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
Smash the son of a bitch's rear wheel.
O cara tá com o pneu furado e ainda tá... Os dois pneus furados, velho. Ah, não, velho.
Jesus, what is he doing?
The tramp! Oh, Jesus! Lay into his wheel well, come on!
Já era, garoto.
Put your hands where I can see them. Why did you run, Ryan?
I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
Tá na hora de fazer as perguntas.
KGPL to any central unit. Meet the officer, a hit-run felony at 6th and Alvarado. Any unit able to handle code 2 identify.
Brother!
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
It's been a year. What are you waiting for?
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Farley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
You clowns ought to be getting on with it.
Cara, que cara folgado.
I don't know who'd be worse. What do you think?
Ryan is our first port of call.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
É este panfleto? Panfleto de anarquia.
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company, how do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
If you know enough to do your job, you know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Your boss at InstaHeat said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair. Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You'd just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread, what was the cause of the fire in your own home, Ryan?
I won't tell you.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Farley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
That's it for the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
I just wish he'd hurry up and propose already.
I think Ryan is our man. But procedure says we eliminate all of the suspects. Let's speak to Varley.
Cadê o Varley?
Those vice boys get any on the side?
Mouthpiece Torch stripped off me at the grand jury.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Serviço de residência de
Have you ever
Sour.
worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was? What happened to those people was a goddamn shame. I'm saying nothing different. But you are not going to hang that on me.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Clemens says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. I'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real-time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money, but so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire, huh?
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses. We found an open box of mosquito coils in your locker.
Whoa, hang on! Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Advice?
Let's lay a charge at one of these guys and put this to bed.
Conselho ruim, velho.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down in 1 round.
Guy gave his wife a cat. I said, all fair and loving.
Sam's taking me out to Palm Springs for the weekend.
It's been a year. What are you waiting for?
Eu vou acusar esse cara aqui, velho.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. You hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the Stephen Sawyer case. We don't often get results in arson, so well done.
What about me? Do I get a little stamp on my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
Corajoso. Tá bom. Um passeio no Campos Elíseos. Oxe, o cara gosta de fazer origami. Esse daí eu sei fazer, é o mais
House
fácil.
fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
I got a call back for that Universal Forest line.
There he is, the cop in the newspapers. You should be ashamed of yourself, young man.
Ah, moleque.
And I thought this was
Got
such
a
a nice
stakeout
area.
down on 2nd later tonight.
I think he's a bit of a
Ninguém respeita um
gangster.
policial
He's
aqui,
pretty
cara.
nice.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Poor little twist. She was 13 if she was a day.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget I...
I'm teasing you, Herschel.
I wouldn't feel safe in a tank with you driving.
Caraca, velho. Vou olhar pro lado aqui.
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
The new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers. Shame about Chet. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Wanna bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
Cara, que endereço longe, velho. Deixa eu ver aqui, ó, olha aí. Estatísticas. Progresso do jogo 57%. Mas isso aqui é das coisas feitas, né? Eu não sei não, olha, mas tá no final já. Aqui tem uma nova roupa. Qual que é? Poxa, que bagulho feio, mano. Tá nas últimas missões. Acho que deve ter umas 2 ou 3. Mais ou menos isso. Já, o jogo é grande, mas... Estamos indo aí. Deveria ter olhado direito esse jogo antes de fazer live dele, né, cara? Agora faz até o fim, né?
The next turn, take a right.
Casa em chamas. Desenvolvimento suburbano.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and pushed him in front of the car?
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Caraca.
You have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay.
Something more?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Bagulho louco, cara.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
Another day, another dollar.
What are they doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Ui, que horrível. Que susto, velho.
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating the pigs.
Circumstantial.
Ah, que tá cheio de água aqui embaixo, cara. Que doideira. Cano estourou.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Doideira, cara.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
Okay.
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
E aí, cara?
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Demolição
You said
planejadas.
someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. Their billboards, that Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
Ué, o cara quer obrigado a vender a
You said
casa
the
dele
Morellis
agora?
had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it. All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's about all I've got to say about it.
E agora?
What now? You need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working. You need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I've got to say about it.
Boondockers they ain't.
Uai, só. Que pode ser?
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I've got to say about it.
E aí, Jefferson? Seja bem-vindo, cara. Tranquilo, cara?
Looks like the same model.
Seja bem-vindo aí, Jefferson. Como é que é? Vermiolo? Entendi, não. Ficar ligeiro com N-Games. Cheio das pedrinhas. Desenvolvimento habitacional de Birds.
How did you get my number, Ira?
At first I didn't understand you.
Ah, legal, cara. E aí,
like you to come back to the
usando já?
clinic.
I'm helping other
Chegou
people
hoje,
now.
que da hora, cara.
Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fire should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Cara, esse doutor fez o cara virar um pirotomaníaco.
Help me out.
We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working them.
Caraca, mano, mas de que vizinho você tá falando, velho? Ah, legal. Eu joguei Call of Duty esses dias também com ele. Mas eu uso mais pra atirar só. Depois você acostuma, fica bom, cara. Você pega a manha rapidinho.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's about all I've got to say about it.
Pô, cara, me dá uma ajuda aí, mano.
The rest of that movie producer. It's about time some of those movies people went to jail.
I'm at a loss. We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working them.
Que vizinho, seu safado.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Cara, ele não bate nenhuma dessas portas aqui, mano. Cara, será que esse cara travou, mano?
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's about all I've got to say about it.
Caraca, mano. O que eu faço? Ô, louco. Ah, desisto, mano.
Catch all the good ones, fellas. That's what I think. I've seen it all. There isn't much I can tell you right now, Cole. Catch all the good ones, fellas.
Opa! Que isso? Uma lanterna.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Ah, fala sério, mano. de jossa, mano.
Don't think this is any use to us.
I've seen it all.
Caraca, velho.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I've got to say about it.
Camel rope. Cara, tô perdido no jogo, velho.
Watch the Haddam Galahad fight. It's a mess that was. Anyway, that's the cop who caught the guy.
So what next?
We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working.
You wait. 5 years from now, all our jobs will be done by robots. Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Cara, desisto, mano.
Kathy, you are so bad.
Desisto. Não sei o que fazer aqui, cara.
There it is.
Olha só.
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere. Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive. Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Mentira, cara. Você tá mentindo.
Sure, Mr. Foreman. There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, a beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Construa uma Califórnia melhor. E aqui, acho que não me telefone estranho.
For Elysian Fields developments.
Oh, I see you already have one.
Esse tem a parte de baixo.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. yours. Here you are.
Commander,
Leads on the Morelli fire.
we're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
O cara não pode fazer o serviço dele.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Rancho Escondido.
Any Century Unit 211 in progress, 522 South Hill Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Olha tanto.
You know,
Verdade,
there
Alan.
are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Hora da merenda.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir. Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property. It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Eita.
Come back here.
Eita, os caras aqui tá tudo...
That's done it, Cole. We're gonna have to pass by these four steps.
Os caras aqui é tudo bravo, velho. Tem mais um, mais um. Opa, olé. Olé. Levanta, rapaz, vai. Levanta. Batendo no policial, rapaz. Pessoal agressivo, cara.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Caraca, outra de casa queimada?
Phelps, I think I found something over here.
Um tijolo, cara.
mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap. If we're paying a visit to Alicia and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Caraca, velho. O cara meteu fogo nas casas aqui tudo, mano. Rancho escondido. Campo de Elíseos, vamos lá. Eu tenho saudade da escola, mas tenho saudade de estudar não. Gostava da folia. Época boa. Era bom, folia, molecada. É bom. Esse carrinho que maneiro, rapaz, olha. Campos de Elíseos.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
É uma mulher, sei que é um cara.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Come in my office.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs. Any ideas?
Careful with Monroe, fella.
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Cara, já vi esse cara em algum lugar, mas acho que ele é algum ator famoso.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Concurso de viagem
What do you know
promocional.
about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
A prova a gente tem, né? O folhete do carro.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
Compra de terrenos.
Made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Your boss is a fine man.
My acting coach says I have real talent.
Saída pelo vidro, cara. Tem que sair pela porta.
You're hurting me.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thank you.
Vai, e o endereço dele?
Well, I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face still earns love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bin it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love. Some
Buy me a drink, Cole?
No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around it.
Is something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Will turn to surprise as you feel the pain.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Cara safado, mano.
Get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K,
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Caraca, cada vez que a gente se aprofunda na história, você vê mais corrupção, cara. Esse também é longe, mano. Aprelo. Corre, negão. Beleza, montou o carro do cara. Apartamento de Chapman.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of problem.
take a look at the car.
I think his name is Phelps. He brought in that case of that poor lady killed near City Hall.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Repelente de mosquitos. Ai. Que isso? Ah, é munição. Cinquenta cartuchos de senso de fogo calibre 45.
He's clearly armed.
Construa uma California Better.
Definitely gives him opportunity. Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Holy cool. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
Está no bonde, velho.
I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units. Officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to handle code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Perdeu bonde de vista passada. para um bom lugar.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Tá, começou a dar tiro, né?
Step on it, huh? Get me just a little closer. Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Vai a mão que tá dando tiro aí. Ô louco, velho. Que
Like we
doideira.
have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Os caras deixam o detetive fazer o serviço dele, mano.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
Cara, ele traiu a esposa dele mesmo.
Working on collapse.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help, this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Que doideira. Policial safadinho. Bem, vou ficar com essa live por aqui, pessoal. Valeu aí pela presença, Arley. Muito obrigado aí. Valeu, Jefferson. Valeu, pessoal que passou aí. Ju Fofa. Valeu, Toca da Marmota. Grande abraço aí, pessoal. Finalizando aqui. Descansar um pouco. Tomar uma ducha.